And when you're always on purpose, and it takes time and it takes work to not get frustrated when you see a lot of stupid shit happening, it will help you continue just to move forward and make your company successful. So, within the first part of this call is, again, getting into the importance and giving you guys examples of what I mean by not just setting massive goals for your 2023, but understanding, tying a purpose to it and why it's important, right? Because what happens is, hey man, if your purpose is this, like based off of, as an example, we'll go with what Kevin started the call off with. Man, if your purpose is this, at some point, it won't affect you as much when people do stupid shit like that, because you're like, dude, my purpose is not to win this SJ whatever YP award, right? My purpose is the 150 fucking kids that were there. And when you're always on purpose, and it takes time and it takes work to not get frustrated when you see a lot of stupid shit happening, it will help you continue just to move forward and make your company successful. For what? Because so then you can continue to impact more and more and more and more people. So that's why purpose, and by the way, for your company too, a purpose-driven company, and all your content, your core values is built around that purpose, right? Sometimes when people have a clear purpose and their dialogue and their marketing is around that purpose for their company, it helps their company explode way more. Like, hey, you know what? What are the typical ways that companies operate in my field? Well, my purpose is to change the way this business is done, right? These are different marketing avenues that can really blow your business up when you build content around it, you build core values around it, and you build customer service around it. Another example is why purpose is important for the mission, AKA the purpose of your company. And then that brings a lot of clarity in the everyday work. So I just wanted to share that. Hey, you know what? Like, if something kind of comes up into your subconscious when you talk about, when you're reflecting on this past year and what your goals are for 2023, maybe you guys, based off of what you just said, man, it's like, I really feel the purpose of my company, or the purpose for this, or whatever it is. Like, let's unpack that and talk about that on the second half of the call. My mind.
Yeah.
So I always think about, how people can build like a brand amongst like what they do. And for me, what I do is I look at all these like influencers I follow, right? And when you niche out, right, that also helps the success of the people reaching out to you, right? You want to make it easy for people to know exactly what you do, or else, which is something I'm working on, right? Which will then help more people reach out to you. So in my mind, like, I have this, and this is just what comes up into my subconscious when I think like, if I'm following like a major influencer who's speaking on stages, or who's putting out great educational, informative content, it's like almost like your brand is like the career coach, like Dave Epstein, the career coach, or something. I'm just spewing things out of my brain, but like, you can like find something, like some type of title that's like witty, you know what I mean? To where like you're out, and then you're building content around like, hey, the different types of professions, like what people specifically like this profession, like what personalities specifically like that profession. So all your content is helping people, have the courage to go after their dream careers. You get what I'm saying? So like, you could build a brand outside of the staffing. Like, when you think about, man, it seems like you have a passion for helping people, setting people free to get after the career that they truly believe in, and they truly feel fulfilled in, and they truly want to do. You build content around that, right? Like, I'm just making stuff up here. Like Dave Epstein, I'm the career coach. Follow me on Instagram to get specific content that you can learn about, like, hey, different professions, what personalities match with different professions, stuff like that. And all your content is around that, man. If you did that at a high level, bro, like, I promise you, dude, you will get, I mean, especially nowadays with COVID, all these people, thousands of people getting laid off from these big companies that are thinking about like, man, like, I'm just making up an example. Twitter, like, I just got fired from Twitter, or Amazon, or all these things. And man, they're following you. And it's like, man, I follow this dude, his name's the career coach. And all the stuff that he's putting out there, man, really hits me in the chest and really helps me understand like what path I want to go in my career.